Now, before we get into the AEW review, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Wrestling is absolutely brutal. Yeah, did the watch along, and you know what? The general consensus every time I do a watch along is that wrestling's dead. We read the comments. I mean, we never reply to every comment because we'd be here all day due to the great support on this channel. But you know, it's done. Like, it just it is in this never ending path, right? Of just flat, dead mince. And I don't know what's happening, man. I mean, it's alright, me and him and other people on YouTube coming up with ways to fix it, but see, unless the people who have actually got the power to fix it, fix it. Nature, what I think's happened is, I just think there's too many guys, right, in high up positions across the board, whether it's WWE, AEW, whatever, who are just getting paid handsomely and don't want to ruffle any feathers so they can keep their paychecks flowing, and they're sabotaging the future of the business. I think it's as simple as that, man. Because see guys like Paul Heyman, JR, Shivani, right, who are, are high up guys in either company who have been there, done it all. They know what's happened is no good enough, but they're at the point in their life and age where it's like, is there any point really fighting it? And I could totally understand that, but yeah. Final thoughts before we dive in. Thanks, guys, for the support on the watch along. Always like doing a watch along. So yeah, we have drunk a bit of whiskey here, so let's see if we can get through. Let's see if we can get through this review without too much botching. But I tell you what, it was fun because seeing the watch along, man, bloody whipping out the PS2 games and the DVDs, the Chris Benoit DVD, because I can guarantee you this, man, it was more entertaining than this show. Anyway, we're in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, in the Nye Arena in the Hoffman Estates, wherever that is. We've got Excalibur, Taz, and Ian Raccaboni on commentary. I have no idea who Ian Raccaboni is. I kept having to get reminded in the chat about who he was. Anyway, first match, Hangman Adam Page, Will Ospreay taking on Don Callis family. You know the score with these fucking jabronis folks. I mean, I honestly, I just simply cannot stand, right, this style of wrestling. Like, there is no two ways about it. I actually can't stand it. I'm never going to like it. I can't stand Will Ospreay. I mean, I think Hangman Page has got a wee bit about him, but when you're constantly surrounded by shite, you're going to be held back at the end of the day, aren't you? Anyway, those two win. Who really cares? Jesus Christ, really? I'm trying to look at the bloody... That's it for the results on Wrestle Headlines? I mean, it's the fact this show ended like an hour ago. And hold on, they must have more results here. Let me find this AEW Dynamite results. They must have something more here, right? Beach break. No, fuck. I'm going to have to get the results elsewhere. Hold on, AEW Dynamite. 14th of May, 2025. Well, PW Mania, we're going to go with them. I'm sure they've got better results. So, right, yeah, the face team win. No real surprise there. We had Top Flight cutting a promo backstage, and then they got some like words of encouragement, so to speak, for Dustin Rhodes. It was just a bit weird, wasn't it? And he's like, "Oh, me and Sammy are going to be watching." I just don't really understand where they're going with Top Flight. It's like, are you truly trying to get us to believe that they stand a chance against the Hurt Syndicate when MJF single-handedly battered them last week? I don't know. I think it's just cheap writing. Like, MJF, who, yeah, world champion, but he's always been like a chicken shit world champion, and now you're getting me to believe that he's going to go in here and batter all these guys. Crazy, and expecting me to expect these guys to beat, the Hurt Syndicate, who have been literally the most dominant tag team in AEW history. And that's not even, like, that's no word they lie. Like, they literally have been, like, the most dominant tag team in AEW history. Like, literally, like, they don't lose. They always, batter people. And it is good to see them maintain that. I'm just highlighting my to-do list on Vogue Wrestling. The to-do list is rattling on. Next match, Zach Gowen versus Ricochet. Is there comedic elements in this? Is this match a bit more entertaining than the other match because his kids are out there? Zach Gowen, he's wrestling with one leg, and he's got his prosthetic leg, yes, but There is an awful spot in this match, man. Ricochet does himself no favour. So essentially, Sack Gowen cracks Ricochet right with the prosthetic leg, and Ricochet helps Sack Gowen move the prosthetic leg out the ring because obviously the referee can't see. Awful psychology for Ricochet because, of course, you've just been cracked in the head with a prosthetic leg. You're not supposed to be no selling this and throwing it out the ring and helping him. Crap, man. Ricochet wins, and you know what? It completely took it out me at the moment for me. That moment, him doing that. Mark Briscoe came out and managed to get him running away. So yeah, I mean, how many times does Ricochet plan on using these pairs of scissors? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what is the end game with the pair of scissors? Like, what, you going to stab people? Anyway, MJF's backstage with Bobby Lashley and co. And Bobby Lashley, you're going to hear our answer later on tonight. You come to the ring after our match. And speaking of the match, it's the Hurt Syndicate versus Top Flight. Hurt Syndicate pretty much defeat Top Flight in a matter of minutes, kind of seconds. You know, it's no real surprise here. Then after the match, essentially, you have Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara come out. They stop the beatdown on Dante. Out come Crew, Action Andretti, a bunch of jobbers. Leo Rush and Action Andretti. Nae action, man. Wouldn't get any action in a barrel of fannies, this fucking muppet he'd. Wouldn't he know? Just don't understand it. Why these guys are on. I don't understand why these two guys are on AEW television. I don't understand what Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes are still doing, right? As ROH Tag Champions. Who signed up on this? Who signed off on this? This is crap. This is crap upon belief, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Redonkulous, man. Crazy. But then they then agree to a big tag team match. Oh, winners get a tag title shot at Double or Nothing. Out comes MJF. They hum and ha around. It looks like Benjamin's going to kick MJF. And then Bobby Lashley finally sticks his thumb up. Yeah, we hurt people. We hurt people. Looks like he's going to join him. He's celebrating with his new pals. It's a bit cringe. You know what? Is it some of the best stuff AEW's put on? Yes, in the recent months. But by God, has it been repetitive? You know what I mean? It's been extremely repetitive. Like there's no escaping that. It's been massively repetitive. So it's what it is in that regard. But I mean, what is there really to say, folks? Super duper repetitive and a wee bit shite at the same time. Anyway, AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match up next. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa versus Sky Blue versus ACM. Cannot believe that Mina Shirakawa is 38 years old. That is crazy. I mean, a decent women's match here, but again, with Toni Storm, back-to-back weeks, doing fatal four-way matches just to make sure that no one can challenge her. I mean, Mina wins, which I like to see. That'll be good. After the match, you had Mercedes Moné battering ACM, and then Jamie Hayter come out and saved her, and then that pretty much ended it with Excalibur promoting Hayter versus Moné for that women's tournament final match. Right. Up next, a genuine fucking heart wrenching moment here, right? Where Excalibur's talking about Sabu. Don't worry, it's not Excalibur talking about Sabu, but it's when he pans to Taz, and Taz is talking about, you know, this guy was Order before Order. This guy brought the best out in me and a lot of others. You know, the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu. What a man! You know, you had the in-memory graphic on the screen. Just, he says he's going to miss him, man, and it's truly tragic because, you know, 60's far too young. But you see how much Taz cares about him. You see how much Sabu meant to the wrestling business, and you know how iconic he was, and I feel like those words get fired about too loosely in wrestling, but he was, you know what I mean. And Sabu here, it truly like brought you back to like Guerrero and Benoit when they passed away. Like it's more Guerrero because obviously that's more fondly remembered and all that stuff. And people, you know, people were crying and they're doing their wee like interviews talking about them. And it's like when you've seen, like, you know, guys have passed away, like, you know, Macho Man, Scott Hall, you know, Ultimate Warrior, but we've never really had someone on the actual show talk about them so fondly. If that makes sense, like even like John Uber and Bray Wyatt, I don't think they ever got this. Like you actually have here like a proper, non-scripted, straight from the heart promo from Taz here talking about his friend. You know what I mean? His fellow worker, a guy that you know he toured the business with, he worked matches with, epic moments with, shared probably some of the best moments of each other's lives with, and it hit hard. It really did. You know what I mean? It would have brought a tear to a glass eye. It was sad, like and due to it, don't worry, this rating will be getting boosted because I felt it. I felt the pain in Taz's voice, so it was quite sad, and it is a shame. You know what I mean? He says he's going to miss him, um, and fuck, he was he. I mean, it was near all over for Taz when he was like, "I'm going to miss him, man." Then he pointed up to the sky, and fuck, that would have broke most men. That up next, MJF wants his lawyer to go over the Hurt Syndicate contract. The MVP's not really impressed by this. FTR then attacks Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia. This was just crap, man. This dragged on far too long. I know some people like Nigel McGuinness. I don't. I mean, the guy's like, what age is he? Like 47, man? I think it's time we need to wrap this guy and needs to reel it in. I just do not care about him. Do not care about him. Matt Menard runs down to make the save. Do we care? No. Do we care about Stokely Hathaway? No. Alright, Nigel. You know, putting on the English accent in front of Nigel, man, thinking he's brilliant. You're crap, mate. How about that? Then we get the main event, and I'll be honest, by the time this main event came around, I'd checked it. I was looking at the PS2 wrestling games. I was looking at some DVDs. I mean, I watched the match. Moxley's entrance is crap. The crowd's dead. The only thing good that could have came out of this is John Moxley losing this championship. But guess what? He didn't. Joe gets beat. And you know why Joe gets beat? Because some fucking diddy man by the name of Gabe Kidd, who was wearing a Newcastle United hoodie, came out and cost Joe the match. Then you got a big massive brawl between a bunch of jobbers, the Young Bucks, Swerve Strickland, you name it, Okada, Omega, Dermatitis, whatever he's called. I don't even know what that word is for his stomach issue. Then Swerve's like, I'm feeling a little bit anarchy. And then John Moxley's sitting there barely able to stand. Gabe Kidd's looking at him, you know, and then the show goes off the air. I mean, they threw everybody main event wise into this main event segment. And you know what? I can kind of respect that for AEW because WWE does not do that anywhere near enough. We're just a bunch of main eventers out there. Main eventers in their own, you know, in their own words, by the way, because I'm not considering anybody here a true main eventer in the scheme of it, in the, you know, the grand scheme of wrestling. But yeah, Gabe Kidd, what is it with these companies? WWE bringing in Jeff Cobb, AEW bringing in Gabe Kidd. Fucking nobodies, man. You know what I mean? AEW's ratings are sinking. WWE's are sinking. There's a real opportunity for AEW to try and get some ground back against that shite company for Connecticut. And vice versa, for WWE to spread its wings and, you know, maybe get some ratings back on Netflix, the USA Network. And what do? Nothing. Nothing. They bring in jobbers from Japan. There's a reason they're in Japan. What's that, Stevie? They're shite. Anyway, I'm going to give this show a 4 out of 10. Massively helped by Taz's tribute to Sabu. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Till next time. Peace.